Hello everyone, today we're taking a look at Possessed, a DOS virus with a unique destructive payload and a graphical payload that's sort of a time bomb and is really in your face. Possessed infects .com and .exe files as they are run, so we'll go ahead and run the virus and make it present in memory, and now every .com or .exe file we run will be infected with the virus. So let's look at a few different types of files. We got DOSKey.com, uninfected file size is 5,861 bytes. We run it, Possessed infects it, and we see that the file size has grown to 8,228 bytes. Now the same thing happens here with exe files. If we look at deltree.exe, its original size is 11,111 bytes. If we go ahead and run it, it will also be infected by Possessed, and now that nice number is gone, and I should probably actually look at the size of it. We can see now that it's been infected and has increased in size to 13,487 bytes. This all seems pretty standard and benign. However, this virus activates destructively when your hard drive is nearly full. So if you look at our hard drive now, it's paradise. It's over 100 megabytes in size. We have literally dozens of megabytes free to use for our programs and files. I mean, what could go wrong? Let's go ahead and fill this up, see what happens. Alright, we're back and ready to take a look at the destructive payload that Possessed also possesses. To accomplish this, I've reinstalled DOS on a very small partition and completely filled it, and as we can see, there are 0 bytes free on the hard drive. So we'll go ahead and run Possessed. It is now present in memory and will infect files. However, if there's not enough space on the disk to hold the freshly infected file, like if we look at graphics.com, 19,742, we run it, it will try to infect it, but since there's no disk space, we instead get bad command or file name. Command is inadvertently capitalized, as the regular DOS message looks like this. Bad command or file name with a lowercase command, so we know that's the virus outputting that. And if we look for our old friend graphics.com, it is now completely missing. If we do a directory listing, we'll see that we now have some free space on the disk, as it has completely deleted the infected file. So if your disk is full, instead of infecting files, it just deletes them. So if you have a lot of stuff on your hard drive, a lot of work that you're trying to get done, you're bumping up against that 100 megabyte limit, you know, you're just making all sorts of spreadsheets, you better watch out, because Possessed is going to ruin your day. So we can still see here that it will infect files. If we run sys.com and power.exe, we will see the bytes free decrease from 20,000 down to 16,384. And if we keep infecting files, we will eventually see something get deleted, as every time it infects something, it will decrease the amount of space left on the disk, which will eventually cause a file to be deleted, because it can't be infected. Well, if we look at undelete, we can actually see our file graphics.com, however, cannot be recovered, which is unfortunate. Rip good buddy graphics.com. How are we doing on space? Mem, we're almost there. The next file should be deleted. And there we go. So as you continue to run programs on an infected hard drive, if you bump up against that limit on your space, your files will continually be deleted. And that really demonstrates the destructive capabilities that Possessed has. So now for the graphical time bomb payload that I mentioned. When we run any file infected with Possessed, such as deltree, the virus becomes present in memory once again. However, instead of infecting files this time, we just wait, because 3 hours after the virus goes into memory, it will activate a new graphical payload which stops all work on the machine and gets in your face. So let's check back in 3 hours, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here staring at this DOS prompt for all that time. Or maybe you do, but we're just going to cut straight to the payload. And here it is, after 3 hours of work, or non-work, or whatever you happen to be doing, Possessed takes control of your computer and displays this neat face. Let's see if I can focus this a bit better. It doesn't seem to like focusing on the face since it jitters around so much, but this is the general effect of the Possessed virus. So whether or not you're working on a spreadsheet, typing a document, or playing a game, you have 3 hours from the point of running any infected file to this demon face appearing and taking over your computer. And that is really about it for the Possessed DOS virus. It is somewhat destructive as you have seen in certain conditions, and it displays this neat face that like dances around your monitor, which is pretty cool, and overall it's pretty solid DOS virus. So thank you for watching, take care.